Gurkerl, coming from Czech Republic, coming with experiences from Germany and Hungary. And Tom is with us, the founder of this exciting company, serial entrepreneur with 2 exits already to Delivery Hero and Secret Escapes. Tom, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, and exciting to meet you all, guys, at least virtually.
Perfect. And Maurice is with us as well, the CEO of Gurkerl for Austria, the managing, so to say, director for Austria. Maurice, thanks for having us, for being here.
Thank you very much.
So Tom, Rolik is your company. Let me just, so to say, start with some figures. 300 million revenues in Czech Republic in your group, highly profitable, and you're investing these profits into growing to other markets, to Austria in particular. Let's see what is Rolik. What do you guys do? What kind of company did you build up?
6 years ago, I, after sort of finishing my restaurant delivery experience, after exit to Delivery Hero, I was looking what other industry could I join and do an adventure in, and groceries seemed untouched technology-wise for a very long time, and I thought it was strange because the demand was definitely there. You know, customers do want grocery delivery, despite the figures showing otherwise. But it's because the good service wasn't available. And I sort of looked at it and I said, it's shocking that most of players deliver next day. It's shocking that most of the assortment is very average. And it's shocking that most of grocery operators operate in a very unsustainable way. And I sort of thought maybe if we do things better, customers will come. And they came. So we started with 2-hour delivery in Prague.
Same day within 2 hours?
Same day. So from order to delivery, 2 hours. And if you wanted to have it delivered on time, so say in the evening, you could choose 15-minute, 1-5 delivery window, which was very good compared to competitors offering next day delivery with 2-hour delivery windows. Then we said, okay, maybe customers don't want just average supermarket assortment. What if we offered something different? And we sort of built this up totally other way around to what supermarkets are doing. So they built a very average assortment to cater for very average customer, and we sort of said, okay, but our customer is not average, you know. So we wanna cater to customer that wants to live well and eat well. So we built this, I would say, upper tier of food that was non-existing in the markets, and even in Austria, where quality of supermarkets is higher, we think we can build very exciting assortment on the top of the range. And then we are also looking at sustainability and local farming, because again, in Czech 6 years ago that was non-existent. And I think this all came together and customers came, and we're probably the fastest growing e-grocery operator in Europe at the moment. 300
million of revenues.
Yes.
Mainly in the Czech Republic.
Yeah. So we started Kifli, Hungarian company, in December, and we will do around 30 million in the first year. So 270 will come from Czech.
The profitability, are you allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we will do in Czech again 8 to 10 million euros profit. So already pretty good. We will invest most of it to Gurkerl, and we're also starting in Munich in March under the brand name of Knusper. Okay. So we will also need to raise some money for the German adventure, but the Czech business is, I would say, very well profitable.
So let me lift the secret. We are in the storage place of Gurkerl, which will be the Austrian company, based on the blueprint of Rolik, based on the best practice, so to say, from Czech Republic. The beginning of November, Maurice, this place will come into functionality. When do you want to start in Austria?
Yeah, so very exciting. Fulfillment center here, 5,500 square meter. As you can see, still lots to do over the coming few months, but realistically operational ready end of November. And then we can start servicing Vienna and further south, I think realistically first week of December.
Perfect. Tom, what I find it very interesting now, we have 18th of August, and you already announced Knusper in Munich in March 2021, and Gurkerl in Austria in December. Are you not afraid for competitors to use this time to catch up and to, so to say, build their products that would be competitive to yours?
They have last years to catch up. Last 10 years, brick and mortar supermarkets would try to build online proposition. So if they can do it in next 6 months, they probably deserve to compete, but I don't see anything exciting happening today. I didn't see anything exciting happening in last 5 years, so I don't think I'm gonna be surprised that, beginning of next year, someone will come with massively successful proposition. Of course, there's lots of activity in this space. We're obviously watching the space closely. But the market is so huge. I mean, grocery market in Europe is 2 trillion euros. So us with 300 million,
there's still
space for 10, 15, 50 players.
But what's your secret sauce? You said, okay, good products, fast delivery, good user journey. But I mean, it sounds very, let's say, logical. But what is it really in the product, as far as it's not confidential? What makes the USP of your product?
I think Maurice could say is because he has more sort of fresh perspective. How do you see it?
So I think there's actually three components to it. I think one is very much the assortment. We do this very different than a traditional supermarket. We really put the customer in the center of the universe. So we even have the opportunity that customers list the assortment that they're looking for. And this was also one of the reasons that I joined. Tom is still answering today emails and messages on Facebook where customers says, I would like to have this, can you list that? And that happens. So we put really there a lot of effort in the assortment building. Then, of course, the service component. Same-day delivery is already hard to find Europe-wide.
Why are you able to do that the same day? Why are the competitors not able to deliver the same day?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, but it's true answer. So during this fundraising process, I get this asked a lot. I mean, what do you do differently? I'm like, it's obviously one of the advantages is that we, over the last 6 years, we built proprietary software that runs the whole thing. And this software is an advantage. It's a technology company, but that does retail for whatever reason. If we sold carpets, we would probably be very successful in selling carpets as well.
But your software is the true USP.
But everyone had opportunity. The same I had. I'm not even from the retail background, so I don't know. I don't know what's the honest answer, because there is a lot of smart people in the world. No one's doing it.
Okay.
So coming back, so the assortment is one driver, the service, same-day delivery, and then what we are aiming in Vienna is to deliver within 3 hours. So I mean, this is just great, sitting on the sofa and getting your product within 3 hours delivered.
Amazing.
This is just amazing, especially so many fresh items. So this is a key USP. And then, of course, we are a tech company in the heart, but we all love food. So the combination of tech, food, and great people, I think that got us the traction, and that's why I'm very sure that we're also going to be successful here in Austria.
You said you want the top-notch clients. Who exactly is the target group? Are we talking about luxury segment, or are we talking about broader audience?
I think it's mid-plus customer, urban. So I would say in or just around the city. With fairly young children. That seems to be that this group loves us the most and needs us the most. Because if you have 2 kids, one is 2 years old and one is 5 years old, you don't really have time as a mom of 2, just to do stuff. But if you can be at home, just something, do on the app, quick shopping, in 3 hours it's there. And especially if the assortment we bring is special, unique.
Regional, fresh. Healthy?
Definitely. So that's where your life really changes.
But when you talk unique, let's just have a few
Yeah.
examples. You're not talking about caviar from Russia. You're talking about carrots from the neighboring acre.
So I think there it's stay as local and true to yourself as you can, working directly with smaller farmers and producers and supporting them at the same time, bringing even old varieties back in fruit and vegetables, for example, which you cannot find anymore in supermarkets. And I think that sets us very much apart. Then we have different spaces, for example, in the area of meat, where we do very much look into animal welfare. Or if you look at, for example, young family assortment, or even the entire baby world that we're gonna have online, that's not the assortment that you can find in one place easily.
I think the massive difference is when you look around, this is our store.
Yeah.
And this is the store that will serve most, if not all, of the Vienna, right? So the rotation here is so massive that brick and mortar stores cannot compete, and that's why you can have on the shelves, which by the way are also much cheaper than in normal supermarket, because the square meter here is probably less expensive than in the city center, and the shelves are less expensive because they, I would say, don't have to look as nice. With this, together with this massive rotation, give you a huge advantage in what you put on the shelves, because if say we choose this special Swedish nappies that are really eco-friendly, for example, in a store on the outskirts of Vienna, it would probably sit there. One customer a week would buy it. Here, because you have one store for the whole of Vienna, you sell, 1,000 pieces a week, so it really rotates, and then it allows you to really have it in the assortment. So this quick rotation, I think, is the secret sauce.
And will you cover basically all needs that one has? I don't know, washing liquid and food and
So in the food space, I would say yes. I wouldn't say in all areas for all customers, because then you end up with really 30,000 SKUs probably. We are planning here to launch with 8,000, from which 40% is fresh. And then we are going to build this up to around 15 to 20,000 SKUs.
As we have the 18th of August now, and you want to start in November, I guess that you already have some partners and some farmers that you're going to be working with, or is that your job to do in the next 2 or 3 months?
No. Luckily, we brought a lot of good people on board from different ventures, and we actually went through the assortment today with a lot of enthusiasm of the team, I think, and we found many great partners. Yes.
I mean, Tom, who are the, let's call them, international competitors? You mentioned already the market size a little bit. Can you explain, so to say, the competitive landscape? Is Amazon a competitor, for example, to you?
I think if you look at our geography, biggest competitor is either Čupr, because they are present in Budapest and obviously in Austria. You can consider Rewe or Billa, because they are present in Germany and Austria. You can consider Tesco, because they are present in Czech and Hungary. There's no one really attacking the same.
You mentioned a startup, yeah.
Because if you look at, if you go through startups, then if you look at Picnic, for example, which has been very spelled out company, Dutch company, wanting to go to Germany as well. They do have a little larger revenue than us, probably close to half a billion, but they are present in the Netherlands and slowly peaking to Germany, but very different proposition. Because it's a modern milkman, as they call it, and it's very, as you can see, it's very opposite to what we want to offer. Also their proposition is the cheapest price, and it's also very opposite to what we're going to offer. So not a competitor. You have Frisco in Poland. They probably want to stay in Poland, as I know, but they do, after 8 years, less revenue than we do in Hungary after year 1. So not a competitor. There are some tries in Germany. I have actually share in a company called getnow.de. They do less revenue in 3 years than we did in Hungary since launch. So it's weird, not a competitor. So I don't know. Seems like a hard space, and seems like we cracked it. I think competition will come, definitely. But I think we have.
Sorry.
We have, means to tackle it very well.
And the advantages compared to competition you think you have, especially on the technology side, or is it also the logistic? That would be my second question, so to say. How did you gain the knowledge of how to manage this big space and how to organize it very efficiently? Because that's a science on its own.
People. We just try to hire great people. That's it. And I think we approach every problem with technology mindset, right? So even today, when we were talking about how we do inbound, because there is, certain knowledge that's maybe even better than in Czech, that guys from Austria are bringing. We don't look at it as let's improve the process, but the thinking is let's digitize the whole thing. Let's just make it all digital, all software run, and then it's perfect. So that's, I think, is the mindset.
And maybe we try to get things done as quick as possible, and then learn basically by doing it. And we constantly tweak the engine. And I think also there, within the international structure and the people that we've brought on board, we're able to gain a lot of traction. So best practices are widely shared across the group, directly implemented, and then you see straight away the results.
But I guess there is one blueprint that will be rolled out in several countries.
There's several blueprints because, as you can see, this is 5.5 thousand square meters, and that's what we call small blueprint. Because we start in every city, including Budapest, including Prague. A long time ago with a smaller warehouse. We verify the demand, and then we move to larger warehouse, which is the large blueprint. So in Prague, we have around 15,000 square meters already, and building second warehouse, which will be launched in November as well, another 12,000 square meters.
You're building your own warehouse?
Yes, so on the other side of Prague. So we're going to have two warehouses and nearly 30,000 square meters size. And that's different blueprint to this one. And then we're going to have automation blueprint as well, which we're working on, which will roll out to most advanced markets. So say in Germany, we're going to say this size, then we're going to move to larger size. And then, if it really flies there, we're going to move to, I would say, automation phase, which will be a third blueprint. And that's...
You're next to Tesla superchargers here, so I can call your next factory also Gigafactory, maybe.
Maybe, but I actually...
Giga warehouse.
Yeah, but I was saying to Maurice, it's a massive coincidence, because I drive Tesla, and I spent couple hours on this supercharger, which is right next door. So out of the whole Vienna, I think it's a massive coincidence, a nice coincidence that we ended up over here, because this is technology park that's close to my heart.
Is this grocery delivery topic regulated differently in different countries in Europe? Do you have some differences, let's say, when you expand to Austria compared to Czech Republic, Hungary and Germany?
So I would say in each market you have very much local regulations in working over weekends, late nights, Sundays, national holidays and so on. So we see, for example, in Austria that we will not be able to operate on Sundays or on national holidays. So I would say it's very much a local driven setup in order to make that work.
When we talk about beginning, so to say, in November, Maurice, what is still to be done? I mean, we're still in an empty space, and you seem nevertheless very calm and confident that you can start on time.
Yes, definitely. As I said, I mean, this comes down very much to people and partners actually at the same time that you work with. So actually, it's very exciting that this week the construction actually is starting. I mean, we have seen a bit of construction in the office. It's actually physically starting here this week. And yeah, building cool cells with multiple temperature zones and completely building new ramps and everything from scratch is of course very exciting.
Hiring people as well?
Hiring people as well. We have currently hired so around 25 to 30 people. Already now that we have on board. But we basically gonna start with a team of around 100. So we are still looking for great talent.
Okay, but then let us know what kind of company is Rolik Group, Tom, from your founder perspective, and maybe then Maurice also from your perspective. What kind of culture do you so to say cherish in your company?
I think the two most important things are love for food, because that just runs in our veins, and it's very difficult to explain. But when we launch, what is the assortment, or if you look and compare Rohlik to traditional supermarkets in Czech, you see massive difference. So that's one thing. Second thing is love for our customers. Again, it sounds like cliche, but not in many companies customer can write, listen, I like this brand of vegetarian milk, or whatever's the name in English, can I have it listed? And sends it to my Instagram. And I say, of course. And then 3 weeks later, it's done. It's there in the assortment.
You don't wait for another 1,000 customers to have the same wish.
No, because that one customer can be very important, or it is very important. And this is actually how we built a company, because we started with 3,000 items. And then we just ask customers, what do you want us to sell? And then we built it up to 10,000, but just by basically granting wishes. And, Maurice in Gurkerl, they do the same, so they are asking customers. And again, it's the easiest thing in the world just to listen.
This is mind-blowing what he's saying, and this is the guy who sold his companies to Delivery Hero and Secret Escapes, and is running a company with 300 million revenue currently. So listen very carefully. I'm listening very carefully as well, because that's how Amazon and Co. are building their products, with fanatic, so to say, orientation towards the customer. Yeah. Maurice, why did you join this company? And maybe talk to us about your background and what attracted you to Tom.
So background, originally actually come out of the hospitality industry. Worked for Starwood Hotels for a little bit. Then worked for Metro Group in Asia and in Poland. And the last 6 years I've been working in different startup ventures. Marley Spoon is one of them, super fast growing company. I had lots of fun and learned a lot. End of last year actually I joined a small family company here, a bakery called Euvel. Third generation, and it brought me back to what really is important to me, and that's actually food, supporting smaller farmers and producers, and actually giving everybody else the opportunity to taste that food. And Martin, that we both know, came to the bakery one day, and he basically said, Maurice, you need to talk to Tom, because I think you have the same mind, you tick the same way. And I think just a few weeks later, we actually had a call. And for me, it was very much this customer thinking, this assortment thinking, that I said, I want to be part of this. I need to be part of this. And I'm really sure that this is going to work in Austria.
One more question, because there were quite a few startups trying to deliver the food around the recipes that they're building. Yeah. Is that something that you're trying to do, or is it regardless of composition?
So the core of the business is regardless. But we see this recipe thinking as an add-on. So we actually in Czech we have a service called Rohlik Chef, and so you basically pick a recipe, say okay, I want this cooked, and you just basically click a button and it's all in your basket. But the ingredients, we don't do these boxes where we sort of pre-cut it and
with a lot of packaging and everything.
No, we just basically bring you chicken and potatoes, and if you wanna cook potatoes and chicken,
which is also far more sustainable, because I was talking to a colleague of mine, David, and he used to live in London, and he said, well, he had that sort of recipe delivery thing, and it was full of packaging and plastic and everything, packaging smallest things.
And this is of course a challenge for meal kits in this particular space. I think what we are aiming for, and this has also been coming out of the discussions that we had with suppliers and partners over the last few weeks, there we want to push the boundaries. So I think very much Gurkerl here will support the environment, and we have already tons of great initiatives in the pipeline, which until now have simply not been implemented. And I'm very excited, and it's exciting to actually start with that over the coming few weeks.
And it's really interesting how fanatical in this space Gurkerl is, because I came for a meeting and I took 100 photos of how the guys are thinking, how they are thinking about packaging, because they are pushing us, like in Czech, to do things better. So I saw this ribeye steak packed in totally sustainable packaging, which I never saw before, So I'm like, okay, we have to have it. I saw potatoes packed basically very nicely in paper packaging, but also very nice looking paper packaging rather than just a paper sack, so to speak. Tomatoes, how we gonna deliver here is amazing, So it is good to go international, because you're gonna meet different people, better people than you are, and that's why I love this company, because it pushes me every day.
It's good to go international. You're going international, as we said, from Czech Republic to Hungary, Germany, Austria. 300 million revenues in Czech Republic, 30 of that from Hungary, and you're 10 million profitable. Is that enough money to go international, or are you on fundraising? Are you looking to have some extra boost?
It is enough money to go international if you go into one city countries. So for Vienna, it's okay. Then maybe in 12 months we would open another, let's say Bucharest. But it's not enough to open Germany. So we're fundraising 100 million euros at the moment. We're gonna have most of management presentations done in September, and then see what happens. Maybe we get some term sheets and run really fast.
If you want to join this company, Maurice, you're going to be recruiting, if I do my math, approximately 70 to 80 people, as you have 20 already. What kind of positions are you looking for? What kind of talent are you looking for?
So we are still looking for different roles in marketing, performance marketing people, for example. We're also still looking for supply chain people, procurement people, so different buying roles. And then, of course, we need a lot of people here to actually make this fulfillment work and tick. So go to our website, join Gurkerl.at, where you can see all the open roles.
And if you want to be a part of maybe the next unicorn, as far as I can estimate, so to say, from here, then definitely join this company. Maybe one final question on your technology side. Do you manage the whole end-to-end process via your software, let's say from the farmer to the consumer?
From farmer coming to our warehouse to the consumer. So we know that's everything us. We don't manage the process from the farmer to us yet. We want to get there, but that will take us some time. But basically end to end, from when the goods join or come to our warehouse to when we unload the truck and give you the bags, that's us. There's no third party solution. We didn't find anything that was good enough, fast enough, and flexible enough for us.
Mind-blowing. Any closing words?
No, I think it's end of the day, I think Gurkerl is going to be unique. We're going to be successful, and I'm looking forward to have you all as customers. Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to be a customer as well. I just ordered a T-shirt on YouTube. There's one food blogger that I like, Mark Wiens, and he has a T-shirt, I travel for food. So that's the one that I ordered. Now I will travel to 23rd District to see, so to say, your warehouse here.
Yeah, basically, when we launch, you will stop traveling for food.
Yes.
And you can do better things.
Yes.
That's it. And when you launch, we'll bring our cameras here again, so we have a before and after perspective here and do the same interview. All the best for the next months. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but that's why you came and joined the company.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the insights.
Thank you so much for
Thanks for being with us. One of the European, so to say, tech companies that could really disrupt the global, actually, grocery delivery. I'm excited to have them here today, and I'm excited to stay on them and to, so to say, report about their progress. I hope it was interesting for you. Thanks for being with us. Keep in touch and see you tomorrow.